Today we talk regarding the App Inventor, but before we observe and investigate three amazing part in App Inventor. And for the first lecture, we review the understanding the mobile app design, but this is also in your course, but maybe there is not some direct text or direct book for this part. Then that is why I'm using some white article as well as some scientific article for this part. We just give you the guideline to have effective mobile application. As I said, most of these parts are by the experience of the person which are expert in this field, and it may help you for mainly for future. And what I want that whenever you will start to design any app, even this trial one that we will do as the task, should remember this point and try to obey the rule which they made. And maybe your app will be more successful and you can find a good market for that. Because finally, the aim for any app or any application is the marketplace, which if initially you think regarding that, then you can have the proper stream of reaching the success point in this field. Then we will start understanding the mobile application development or how to have or design an effective mobile application, section 2. Let us first start from some statistical and history which people build, and they said that mobile apps account for over half of time spent consuming of digital media. This is the importance of mobile application in the digital media. And smartphone users spend about 90% of their mobile time on app. Based on the lots of mobile application which is developed these years and also written by the experts, if we see ourselves, just already we are on one mobile app as the Dingtalk and our class is there, means that this 90% then is not the wrong number, much more. And 80% of consumers prefer native mobile apps over the mobile website. Mobile apps account for 42% of all mobile sales for Fortune 500 companies. As you will see, this is the big amount. And the average consumer have about 30 apps installed on this on his device and spend about 35 hours a month using them. Now you will see that demand for the mobile app is more and lots of people are engaged with them. Then, if you want to design a mobile app, you should think that they will spend their time, they will spend their mobile memory or place for you. Then you should have reason to accept. Let us see the Android ecosystem. Then in the ecosystem of the Android system, the top 10 Android apps which we have in the world are WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, as this is the Chinese one, Shady, Messenger Lite, and so on. These are the 10 top mobile app, which true that 30.6 billion users are use it. And even you will see that 75.39% of these apps are in the Android and 22.35% are in app in our iOS, and others are 2.26, something like that. The categories for the Android app that we have, it's included the tools, communication, video players and edit, travels and local, social, productivity, music and audio, entertainment, news and magazine, and book and references. These are the parts and ecosystem which we have in Android system, and it's uh, till March 2019, means that it's around 1 year back this audit happened, and still I think we can rely on that. Even this period that we spent in 2020 and the problem that we have, they start to increase the uh, number of users, and lots of even new app come to pictures. But anyway, this we can early. Okay, our work will be a start from here. Where will be a start from mobile application life cycle, uh, which by 7 steps we will see the life cycle of this mobile. The first step can be the app idea that you have as the initial stage. In this is the brainstorming and requirement analysis. Think for yourself that you have the company, and in your company, you want to make the app, which in that, um, in your company, you want to create the app to introduce yourself, introduce your product. And just today lecture, think as a person who has the company or have one product and wants to make the app based on his or her product. See, then the first step for us is that the idea that we have about our app. In the second one, this is the wireframing, which we create the wireframe to identify the problem before they arise. User interface or UI and UX design, which will refine the appearance of the elements that still till you are placed, which part should be in our application. Then app development, our approach is programming in the iteration, improving in each stage. Then we have the release of that. Then after releasing and introduce or inform the others that we have this, you can use some place like app stores, like Google like app stores, Huawei app stores as well. You can put it there, and then now this is the time for the maintenance, or this is the time that you should give the update for your app. Uh, this is the life cycle, which little bit we can say it's in the standard form. As I search, all people accept this. And today we will talk about how to do these parts. Means that about step number 1 to step number 7. Uh, First part, as we talk, is the discovery phase. What we mean by the discovery phase means that you think you know exactly the way your project should be, but then you meet your developer and have to answer the literal flow some incomprehensive question. Suppose how many users with different rights for logging in should your app have? What OS do you want it work on? What smartphone screen do you want your designer to be suited to? These are the some pioneer question that you should ask, or they will ask you. If you are the designer that now you are, you should answer this question for yourself. But if you want to give it to the team, then that team person should ask you. The discovery phase is therefore necessary for developer to translate some language that human have into some technical documentation. Means that maybe the process of one work is clear, and means clear for you, but it's not clear for others. Then first you should make it clear for others also which step they should follow to reach the target point that you have. The correctly device discover phase should include some this stage. First, it should research into the competitors, feature mapping, technical requirements specification, and the setting of cost and deadlines. These are the points that when you will start your discover part or initial idea comes to your mind to make the app, you should remember that. But this discovery phase also, people can um, formulate it, or they even put some subcategories for them like this, that first you will design your business goal. As I said that you are the businessman. Now, identify how you will measure the success. These are from the business part. But as the user, you carry out user research, map the customer journey, and as the market people, review the competition. Then we need three point of view to design the app. One is that from business point of view, one is from the user's point of view, and the other one is from the market point of view. Um, then in the design part, first stage after deciding to have the app is that you should establish your mobile app goals and objective. This is some critical steps in the planning phase of your mobile app. Once you determine an app will advance important objective in your mobile marketing scheme, you need to map out how your app will get you there. Suppose, what problem or problems will your app solve for your customers? Why you should make this app? What feature will it include? Which part it should have? And what is app core appeal? In many cases, determining your app's feature and benefits is balancing act between your overall app developing budget and your in house capability. Think for this that most of the ability of nowadays of the app affect the budget that you should spend for designing part for some other parts that you know. Then if your goal is clear, then you can have the plan even for that budget part. In the design, you can give your digital project its own unique look and feel, and the designer work to make your app stand out and do it in three defined steps. First is a sketch. Exactly, designer or you as the designer. First, you will draw it on the paper, okay, and you will use the pen and pencil at how your app should look like, or at least which part is uh, mandatory for you to use it. Not only does it look similar to the real paper sketch, but it's also lets you um, have the feeling of what you want. Let us see one example. Suppose this example is one design sketch one that people say that, okay, we want something like this. Step number one, or event that we have, and some map like this. We see that uh, even they put the logo of the company there and also events that they want, and a map or something like this. This is we can say, the initial one. Maybe you also try, or we will try to do our task exactly based on this idea. Is the first paper and pencil job. Then after that, we should transfer it onto the laptop or tablets and prepare a black and white model of each screen. First is very simple one, okay? And these already look more or less like a finished design, but without the actual contents and color and scheme. Very raw design. Initially we will put, means that we will not put the color for that. Just the main feature and main part should be there, which people are going to use it, and also people are just play something like that, something like a text which is not put the color or put not the picture. Face maybe it's not that much nice, but the concept, some part on some sort of concepts are clear. Then you should finalize your wireframe and test your prototype. At this point, you should nail down any change in your wireframe identified during the backend planning process. Once you agreed upon the wireframe and a storyboard, it's time to build an interactive prototypes. Prototype is an essential steps in the app development process because it will give you some sort of opportunity to evaluate your design concept and gather the feedback and identify dead links and flow and instability of your mobile app. There are several good prototyping tools also available to simplify this process. But anyway, you can use your own even prototype. But one things that maybe generally we will use it when you create the application, you will give it to other person or bring one person who is not aware about your process, is that he don't know which button it should put, and give him the app and tell him that just start and work with this application. What he or she will do, she or he will start to discover your app, okay? But as much as it will be simple in the way that he can reach the point, then you will understand that which process should become smaller, which one need more bottom to do. Like this, you can use the other person's help and trial on your app and observe them and they interact with the app and ask for the honest feedback. Suppose, how was my app? Is it okay? Is it not okay? Which part you think that which they should add? It's something like knowing your app design from the um, user's point of view. And your goal is here is to finalize your app design concept and create a high fidelity prototype that will guide you through the actual app development process. Then in the prototype, this can be the last stage of the design, is something like clickable model to of an app that look like just the real app. However, the backbone part still lies in the future, and so it doesn't function. You can already use your prototype to show to respond to sponsors or even potential client. Then one nice sentence that people are believe in this app development. They say that test and test. Now maybe it's very nice time from the app development life cycle because you finally have the complete app concept with exciting graphics and perfectly placed text. Now you need to test your app in the variety of real world scenarios to sniff out and correct some technical flaws. You can go back to your original design and planning and go through every features and don't assume something works in the final concept just because it's worked during the development phase. Again, it's good idea to observe other users and permit them to work. And you may even want to use one of the online mobile UX testing tools. Okay, that give you the real-time feedback. They will have some UX that they will do. And be sure to test for cross-platform compatibility for image graphics and user experience. When you are confident your app is working correctly in all scenarios and you are happy with the appearance and uh, usability of the interface, it's time to make the final preparation to launch your mobile app. The step you take to prepare for your app launch uh, may have the greatest maybe effect on this ultimate success, and getting your marketing department involved early in process is one of the most important. Now marketing for the launching has the critical point. That is what I said, that this is the other point of view or other aspect which people are coming to picture to help you. This marketing will help you with keyword search, which is essential for SEO and App Store optimization. They call it ASO. SEO and ASO are more critical than both of which are key for discoverability. Is that when you share it and people wants to search your app, which word will help you to have the success search. Then your market and keyword search will guide your choice for app titles, maybe, and description as you prepare to submit your mobile app to various marketplace for distribution. And you will also want to get high quality screenshots of your app and maybe even the promotional video or demo at this point. Then again, in the launch period of time, you will need also some website or at least a landing page to support and promote your app. This is important for branding and awareness and also for search and discoverability. Google's app indexing API will users contents within your app and your app web page in its search result algorithm. We have some key components of your app's landing page or web page which you should include: your app name and icon, badge and name of store and where your app can be downloaded, a screenshot of your promotional video, a mailing list and subscription from pre-launch and download leaks, which is post-launch, contact and support information, links to your social media accounts, a press kit, a testimonial and user review, something like post-launch like that. These are the part it should be available for your app in launching time. And be sure to promote your app on your some business website, as you say, and on your social media accounts. If you have a company blogs, polish updates throughout the development process to create and increase the anticipation. It's also the good idea to launch an email campaign. Depending on your market and type of the app that you are building. You may also want to enlist the help of the experts and social influence to help the promos of your map. And as you walk through your app promotion checklist, don't forget to include app analysis to help you optimize your app and increase its appeal to your target audience. Google Analytics is the good place to start. Now we can say this is good time to consider some alternative app marketplace, and by these you can have some um, part of the pre-launching or launch for that, aside from the Apple's app stores and Google Play to distribute your app. Another option to consider during the pre-launch phase is submitting your app to some pre-apps and app marketplace that contains a developer with early adopters. And for some pre-release feedback, they will analyze your app. Then we can have the official release, which this is the date, should represent the climax of your app marketing efforts up to this point. You will put some buzz and write up and articles by influencer, blogger, and journalists, and to make announcement to everyone that who should interest in your app prior to launch. Promote your release with an email blast and mention something like that. These are some marketing really job. And the idea is to generate the downloads and rating and build some momentum. Don't rest on your laurels once your app is released. You want to keep your new users engaged. This is a great time to use a push notifier to announce a special offer or promotion so users will open your app, and consider offering incentives such as on one-time discounts or free products, some words like that that you will see. And remember that marketing your app is an ongoing process, and your release date efforts are just at the beginning. Then finally, we have the clear channel for the feedbacks, and will be responsive to comments and concerns of your user. A timely updates or fix can work wonders for rating your customers. Pay attention to your analytics and track those KPIs that define success for your marketing objective. Once you understand the key process and steps in mobile app development like a scale cycle, you will be better prepared to develop an ad, and you will know the function and feature you need on the budgets and timeline that you can comfortably manage. These are was one or two, I think two or three white article that I read, and by them I prepare this part. Again, I will continue, I think, for 2, 3 more lecture at the first part of our lecture for you to have also this idea that, okay, knowing the software is one point, but designing the app in the correct way, it's another, I think, another goal of our lecture, but we should think for that. And now when we learn how to design, we should know what we should design, okay, which is more critical, and I think nice point for learning and study point of view. Okay, I think it's okay for first part. Before I will start the second part, give you some rest and something like that. Okay. Uh, we will talk regarding the App Inventor environment in section 2. 3 parts we will see. When last time I later we talk regarding the layout section, and but today we will talk for 2 amazing part which will give lots of ability to your application, that is media as well as drawing and animation section. And these last two parts that I said is the media and drawing animation are we can say one of the good facility that we have in App Inventor, which we can simply design our app as well as give have the nice app. Actually, we can say. Let us see in the layout section. As I bring the figure here for you, we have around six part, which last part is our absolute arrangement. It's for, I think it should be for this Chinese version because I didn't find on the main app inventor section, but that is also you can check. Uh, uh, we have six part. One is that horizontal arrangement, horizontal scroll arrangement, vertical arrangement, vertical scroll arrangement, table arrangement, and absolute arrangement. These are the layout part which will help you to furnish and design your interface, means that user interface section nicely. Let us start from horizontal arrangement. We will use these to display the group of components, which can be button, which can be image, or any other things, laid out from left to right of our scheme page. These components is formatting element in which you place the components that should be displayed left to right. And if you want to have the components one over another, we will use vertical arrangement instead. In horizontal arrangement, components are arranged along the horizontal axis and vertically centered, they are aligned. It's not much more difficult. We will see some demo for them later also. Horizontal scroll arrangement is the formatting in which you will place the components from left to right. But if you wants to have some scrollable parameters or scrollable elements from left to right, you will use the horizontal scroll arrangement. Okay. Then simple things is uh, to have and then to have suppose the other parts like vertical arrangement is if you want to have them in vertical, and vertical scroll arrangement it's exactly vertical, but you will put the scroll beside behind the elements and then you can check. uh, Another arrangement is table arrangement. We will use table arrangement to display the group of components in the tubular fashion. This components is formatting element in which you place the components that should be displayed in the tubular form. In this table arrangement are arranged in the grid of arrow and columns that you can specify how many columns, how many arrow, it's how many row. It's very nice, with not more than one component visible in each cell. And if multiple components occupy the same cell, only the last one will be visible. Remember this point. Okay. As I said, for the vertical arrangement, this is also if you want to manage all your components from the in the vertical side, from the left aligned, and you will use this, and it's this format is displayed one by one below another, and first child components is stored on top, the second one will be the next, and so on. If you want to have the components display next to one another, you can use the horizontal arrangement instead also. Then vertical scroll arrangement, this is the formatting element in which to place the components that should be displayed one below another. And the same things like the vertical arrangement, but this one is screwable. Okay, don't forget that. These part was about the alignment and layouts of the design. Okay, till now we finished the user interface as well as this layout arrangement. Next part, which is also one of, I can say, fantastic part for the uh, app inverter, which in that we can have lots of I don't know project. We can have lots of tasks, which nicely you can make an I plan for you for the next lecture. And why I didn't give you for today lecture is that because the format of your task I should rearrange. I think that you spend some time, which is no need really to put that much time for the task. We can manage it better to save also your time and learn even more. That is my target. Then for the next lecture, I have proper task for you. Maybe it's maybe more, but it will help you to learn this part. This media part, it's consists of cam viewer or camcorder. Now camera viewer is not again in the web page, but in Chinese version we have the cam viewer, camcorder, camera, barcode scanner, see, barcode recognizer, QR generator, image picker, sound recorder, sound player, video player, speech recorder, text to speech, and I can say a fantastic part is Yandex Translate, which now suppose we have in our WeChat. This part itself, I can say, can do lots of nice project in App Inventor. And truly speaking, I like more uh, App Inventor from this part because bottom and other parts, layouts and other are not much more difficult, but generating this, it's I think fantastic part that they have put for app inverter. That is why I insist on having more task about this media part and next part also, which you will see. Okay, let us start from camcorder, which is the components to record the video using device camcorder. After video is recorded, the name of the file on the phone containing the clip will be available as an argument to the after recording event, and the file name can be used, for example, to set the source prototype video player components. In here you have one event and one method, because the parts which have the less events and method I bring for you. Rest I will give you the notes for that you can read. For this camcorder events, after recording we have some event that indicate that the video was recorded with the camera and provides the path to the store video. The other part is record video, which record the video, then rise the after recording event. The next part or next section in this media is camera, which is use the camera components to take the picture on the phone. And camera is the non-visible components that take the picture using the device camera. After the picture is taken, the paths to the file on the phone containing the picture is available as an argument to the after picture event. The path can be used, for example, as the picture property of an image component. We have one event and one method for that. Event is that after picture or image called, after the picture is taken, the text argument image is the path that can be used to locate the image on the phone and take pictures, then rise the after picture event. The next part is ImagePicker, which is the special purpose button. When the user taps an image picker, the device image gallery appears, and the users can choose an image. After an image is picked, it's saved, and the selection property will be the name of the file where the image is stored. In order to not fill up storage, a maximum of 10 images will be stored. Picking more image will delete the previous image, and in order from the oldest to the newer. This is the image picker part. Player, which is the multimedia components that plays the video, audio, and control phone vibration. The name of multimedia files is specified in the source property, which can be set in the designer or in the block designer. The length of time for vibration is specified in the blocks editor in multisecond. For supports audio format, you can see the Android supported media files. And this component is best for long sound files such as song, which such as song, while the sound component is more efficient for the short file as such as sound effects. Uh, the next part is sound, which is the multimedia component, and that plays sound file and optionality vibrates for the number of milliseconds specified in the blocks editor. Again, the name of sound file to play can be specified either in designer or in the blocks editor. For supported sound, again, you can see the supported media formats, means that some standard regarding that. And these sound components is best for short files, such as sound effect, while the player component is more efficient for longer sound, such as song. The next part, which I like it, and maybe you can have lots of nice app for that, is Sound Recorder, which is the multimedia components that can record the sound. And we have the properties of sound recording, which is specified the path to the file when recording should be stored. And if this property is the empty string, then starting the recording will create the file in an appropriate location. If property is not the empty string, it should specify the complete path to file in an existing directory, including the file name with the extension of .3gp. We have three events and two methods for it. The first event is after sound recorded, start recording and stop recording. And method is start and stop, which we can use for these components. This is very nice one, means that a speech recognizer, which you can use the speech recognizer to listen to the users speaking and convert the spoken part to the text. I think this is nice that we can generate some text generator application with the help of this box, and we can use it nicely in our app. The next part for the app inventor that we are going to talk for that is video player, which this is also the multimedia component, which you can play the video. And when this application is run, video player will display some rectangular on your screen. And if user touches the rectangular controls, which will be appear, it can be pause and play. Uh, Application can also control behavior by calling the start, pause, and seek to methods. Video files should be in 3GP or MPEG formats. For more details about this, again, you can see the Android supported media formats. And the App Inventor only permits video files under 1 MB. Remember this point. And limits to the total size around 5 MB. And not all which is available for the video, audio, and sound also. You should remember this capacity. Maybe for more than this capacity, you should find another way, or maybe this is the limit for our software. If your media files are too large, you may get the errors when package or installing of your application, and then you should reduce the number of these files. Most video editing software, such as Windows Movie Maker or App iMovie, can help to decrease the size of the video by shortening them or re-encoding the video into more compact format. You can also set the media source to URL that point to streaming the video, but the URL must be point to video files uh, itself, not a program that plays the video. Remember, you can give the address for that and then open it directly here. Then maybe most of your size problem can be reduced easily by this method. Then the next nice part in this App Inventor is Yandex Translate. Uh, this is the tools which it can help you to translate the words and sentence between some different language. These components need internet access, remember that, and as it will request translation to the Yandex Translate service, especially the source and target language in the form source target, which using the two-letter language, like suppose ENES will translate from English to suppose Spanish, suppose ES to RU is from English to Russian, and so on. Then ES is just the first language or the English one, and the second one is the second language that you can select. Uh, These components is powered by Yandex Translation Service, which I give you the API for that, API of Yandex.com. If you want to need more information about that, you can go through this URL and investigate about it and explore what else you need. Personally, I think this part is mm, fantastic one that we have in all App Inventor software, and we can use them in several applications. Okay, the last part that today I will talk, and maybe we can after that, after some demo, maybe we can finish, because the main thing is that I want to make some demo for you to see all these components on the mobile phone. Then you should wait. Is drawing and animation part, which in that you have three part of balls, uh, canvas, and image sprite, and view animator is part which we can say it's just in Chinese one. I didn't find on the App Inventor official web page. Okay, let us see the first one, which is the ball, and see that when we should use these three icons. Ball is nothing the round sprite that can be placed on a canvas where it can be react to the touches and drags, interact with other sprites, some image sprites and other balls, and edge of the convex and move according to its property values. For example, to have the ball move 4 pixels toward top uh, of a convex every 500 milliseconds instead of half of the second, you would set the speed property of these, and then you will see that on your image, this ball is moving up and down, and the heading property to 90 degrees, something like that, will enable the property to true. This and its other properties can be changed at any time. The difference between the ball and image sprite is that the latter can get its appearance from an image file, while ball's appearance can only be changed by varying the paint color and reduce the properties. Um, the next part is canvas, which is the two-dimensional touch-sensitive rectangular on which drawing can be done and sprites can be moved. The background color, paint color, background image width and height of the convex can be set in either the designer or in the blocks editor. The width and height are measured in pixel and must be positive in any location. Any location of canvas can be specified by the pair of x and y, which x is the number of pixels away from left, and y is number of pixels from top edge of the convex. There are events to tell when the and where convex has been touched or sprite has been dragged. There are also methods for drawing the point, line, circuit shapes, and so on and text, but now we are not focused on them. The next part is image sprite. With sprite can be placed on the canvas where it can be react to touch and drag, interact with other sprites, ball or other image sprites, and the edge of the canvas and move according to its properly value. Its appear is the is is that of the image specified in its picture property, unless its visible property is false. And to have an image sprite move 10 pixels to left every suppose 1000 milliseconds, 1 second, for example, you would set the speed property to 10 pixels, the interval property to 1000 milliseconds, and the heading property to 180 degree, at the enable property to uh, true. A sprite whose rotate property is true will rotate its image as the sprite's heading change. And checking for collision with the rotated sprites currently checks the sprite's unrotated position so that collision checking will be inaccurate for tall, narrow, or short wide sprites that are rotated. Any of sprite properties can be changed at any time under the program control. That was the 3 parts that we review. For these parts, I will try to give you some demo, which it will be better for your understanding, and then uh, knowing it better. I think these are the powerful part from the MIT Inventor. Even the next part, means sensor part, is also more important for embedded systems person. Uh, For my lecture part, this part is okay. Now I think we can stop for today. Uh, and it's okay for today. But first, please turn on your webcam, and after that, uh, I should just talk with the DIP students, who, especially the persons who has the uh, presentation next Monday. I should talk with them, and also please wait for around after 1 hour. I will share the format of your task very soon in PPT format. Please record it and use it. Beside, I share one app inventor cheat sheet or some brief about all parts. Please read it carefully, and also you can refer it most of the time. It's nice page that you can have it in your event documents and use them.